Hello everyone! Welcome back to the Wings engine Rendering Mode Series tutorial. In the last class, we talked about rendering settings. In the Wings engine, the settings for end rendering are the default settings, so it's very simple. We also talked about the settings of our viewers and export settings. Today, we will talk about our cloud rendering. When we overviewed in the first class, we've already shown you the usage of cloud rendering. We can see that our cloud rendering and end rendering can be switched with one click, even in share two projects in the same project. One is for end rendering links. One is the end rendering link. It can be said that in the process of project release or project delivery process, it is very flexible. So today we'll take a look at how to export, set, and publish cloud renderings, how to set it, and how to publish it. First, we have a concept. Wings engine now does not support directly published as cloud rendering in the editor. That is, we do not support clicking here and then publish it directly here. Look, in the editor, the publisher external link, there is no cloud rendering option in the publish link, such as settings item. It only supports in our viewer for cloud rendering. So we first need to export it as a deployment file. We talked about it in the last class. Before exporting the deployment file, we need to copy our project first. Let's copy one. Because I deleted the project in the last class. So this project, it will show as deleted. Let's copy a new one and copy it here. Let's take a look. It's fine. When exporting, we must pay attention to. That is, we need to check cloud rendering in the advanced settings. If you don't check this, in our viewers, cloud rendering cannot be opened, so everyone must pay attention to this. Of course, our cloud rendering is also a paid function of ours, which means it needs to be paid separately. You can learn more about it. Go to our customer service or our business manager for more information. After checking the cloud renderings, and click Start Export. You can wait a moment, because it will organize and package. To organize the entire project file and packaged it. After exporting, we save it. Let's mark it here again. We've exported it before, called cloud rendering. Let's save it. After saving, we import the project here. We click Import and then select the one we just exported. The cloud rendering files we just exported, such a deployment file. We click Import. After the import is completed, we can see that the entire software here and the project will be opened again. In this project, we can directly click on our full screen. This is the setting method of the end selection. The settings of the end selection. How do we do cloud selection in this class? We've seen it before. Click on our Publish link, because when we exported it just now, we've checked the cloud renderings. So we can turn it on here. After clicking to open, we can go here. We've talked about before. We can switch our rendering methods. To switch the rendering method of the main link, we can also directly integrate and the end rendering links separately into different and different projects. Let's open directly our cloud rendering link. We demonstrated it in the last class. We can switch them directly and switch the main link to and rendering method to cloud rendering. Let's open our main link. Wait a moment, because I didn't save it. We need to click Save. Let's open it again. You can see that now it is the cloud rendering method. In our cloud rendering method, when you open it for the first time, it will go through a loading process and then such an instance. It will be saved all the time. Everyone should note that cloud rendering is the same as local rendering. That is to say, suppose I am now another browser. Let's copy it. Suppose we can't open it now because our computer can't run two instances. If we open it again here, it can have different instances. That is the operation here. And the operations in this project are different, although they are rendered on my server simultaneously. But they are different operations. After we operate here, we saved it. We closed it. Let's open it again. We can see that this time it doesn't load at all. So if our customers have very high requirements for loading speed, cloud rendering can be used to solve this problem. Why? Cloud rendering always keeps an instance. This instance will always exist there. And if you visit it next time, if you only have one computer, such as a large screen to access it, then the second and third times, it doesn't need to do the loading again. It is equivalent to directly connecting to the loading instance. This is a loading. The speed is very, very fast. Of course. Secondly, it will not use our local rendering resources. Although my computer is because of the client and server are on the same computer, so it will be a bit slow. In addition to this setting, what other settings do we have? We also have a setting called concurrent number. Many customers will ask us that if we turn on cloud rendering, how many instances can we support simultaneously? There are some. Here, I will explain what an instance is. An instance is when you open it with a browser and open our cloud rendering link. This is called an instance because between instances, they are isolated from each other. Fortunately, on our server, it's like opening several hidden windows. We need to open to render it. So for each instance, we recommend that at least 8 GB of video memory to support an instance. But sometimes we say that. For example, we may have different people opened it, but at this time, we don't want it to directly to crash our servers. For example, our server can only support 4 instances, but now 5 people open it at the same time. Our server definitely can't handle it. So we can have a concurrent number limit, which means the number of instances we can support simultaneously. We can limit the concurrent number too. For example, for represents, if this computer can only support 4 instances, then we set the concurrent number to 4. What does the jump link mean? When I exceed the maximum concurrent number, we'll jump to a link, which can be empty. We will give a link by default. If you want to say, for example, after exceeding 4, we'll jump to another link. Tell him to please wait for our overlink. If you want to write it yourself, to write such a page, you can also directly set it. So what we provide here is very flexible settings. Remember, save it after settings. After settings, click Save. We won't set it up for you here because our computer can only support 1 instance. So this is our entire cloud. Cloud rendering. You can see that Wing's engine. Not only the cloud rendering function, but also simply transplanted into it. But also supports 1 project simultaneously and publish it as a cloud rendering without any project settings changes. Meanwhile, we have also its own function. We have also done a very detailed deepening. We not only support the main link, cloud rendering and end rendering switching, but also support the same project to publish it into 2 links, 2 sublinks. We also support if the concurrent number is exceeded. That is, we exceed the number of instances. Which link should we jump to? Or can't access it? Or let it wait? Of course, when we open our cloud rendering, you need to save it. We use Ctrl+Alt+H. Sometimes, if we set it, it may be typed out by itself. We can directly click full screen in our cloud rendering. This is the final deployment form. This is a full screen way. On a large screen or on our client computers. We can show it to customers like this. And then, in the cloud rendering here, can support modifying the image quality. For example, we are basically already in high definition. If we don't want to go for high definition and we want to be smoother. We can click on this smooth. Of course, during the switching process, there will be some stuttering. Please pay attention. And our resolution can be directly switched. Including our ratio can also be switched directly. We can switch to full screen. You can see. We can switch to full screen. Adapted width. You can try it yourself. We can also hide the current toolbar. Ctrl+Alt+H. Let's bring it back. Sometimes when we are on, there will be some sounds on the screen. The sound will be transmitted to our clients through the server. At this time, you need to click to open it. It will play. Finally, we still have it here. We've talked about this before. If the project has two-dimensional. When inputting Chinese in two-dimensional, it is a problem for rendering. So we can click this. Then a box will pop up. And then we can enter Chinese here. Then it will be entered here. But there is no such problem with English. Today, we will talk about the settings of our Wings engine's cloud rendering. Next class, we'll show you the settings of our King 3D. That's all for today's class. Thank you all.